Did you know that during World War II, British spies experimented with using semen as invisible ink? They actually had to stop because the smell would get quite foul when it wasn't fresh. Hello, my aspiring Casanovas. So in the first video, we talked about the origins of approach anxiety. And in this video, I want to talk about some things that you can do to help you manage it. So I want to start off the video by presenting you with two quotes. The first is by Oscar Wilde, and he says that the security of society lies in custom and unconscious instinct. The second one is by Freud, and he says that it is impossible to overlook the extent to which civilization has been built upon a renunciation of instinct. So on the surface, they seem paradoxical, but let's examine them closer for a second. So on the one hand, it's our unconscious social instincts, that were shaped mostly by evolutionary and social programming that have helped maintain a stable society. And this reinforces what we talked about in our last video on the origins of approach anxiety. On the other hand, it's our ability to override our primal instincts with conscious reasoning that has always helped push humanity forward. Look, you are wired to seek comfort and avoid emotional pain and fear. The majority of people go through life in a daze. They're guided mostly by their unconscious instincts. A small minority of people, and this is who Freud is referring to, are able to defy or transcend these instincts and expand the frontiers of both their lives and that of societies. And they do this by constantly overpowering their emotional state with rationally driven decisions. And it's our ability to do this that essentially separates us from animals. Okay, Vadim, enough of this scientific and philosophical bullshit. What can I do to help me manage my anxiety and talk to women? Here are 5 things that I want you to keep in mind. Number 1, embrace the anxiety and act in spite of it. There's a very famous self-development book called Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway. And in that book, the author essentially says that the only way for us to get over our fears is to acknowledge them, accept them, and take action anyway. Remember, courage is not the absence of fear, but rather the judgment that there's something more important than fear. Look, we can reframe our general worldview all we want, but that's only half the battle. If you want to ease your anxiety, you have to take action. There's no other way around it. Also, the anxiety will never fully go away. As you get better and desensitize yourself to the novelty of speaking to strangers, of being social, and meeting women, it will become a lot milder, but it's not just going to disappear. You have to understand that when you do cold approach pickup, as opposed to meeting people through your social circle, for example, you are putting yourself into situations that are instinctively uncomfortable. So there will always be a little bit of anxiety that creeps up, and that's fine. That's okay. Think of it like a swimming pool. When you're starting out, every time you jump into that pool, the water feels ice cold, just unbearable, okay? And not only that, you don't even know how to swim. As you get better, as you become a better swimmer, your body becomes a lot more tolerant of the cold. So now when I jump in, it's a little bit cold. And then I do a quick lap and suddenly I feel great. Number 2, put things into perspective. Whenever I'm faced with a scary or difficult decision, I ask myself, do I have any other choice to get to where I want? And if the answer is no, then I fucking do it. Will this make me better or worse off 10, 20 years from now? Will I be glad I did this? Okay, what is the right decision? What is rationally or intuitively the right decision? And you have to be honest with yourself. And all these issues you come up with in your head, you have to ask yourself, are they gonna matter when you're dead? Just imagine yourself, you're 80 years old, are you gonna tell yourself, oh, that girl at the cafe, I was so scared to talk to her. I'm so glad I didn't. It would have been a mistake. It would have been very scary. Is that what you're gonna think to yourself? Short-term discomfort, long-term gain versus short-term comfort, long-term pain. Also, life is a fucking joke, okay? It's a comedy, or a traumedy, a tragic comedy, if you will, okay? Laughter through tears. I want you to start seeing the humor in it, okay? All the time. I want you to find it funny when you get nervous at the thought of talking to a girl, okay? I want you to remind yourself that this is just a game. It's an evolutionary fucking game, okay? But if you want to play the game, you gotta play by the rules, or you will lose miserably. Also, I want you to start assuming that you're bringing value to the girls you talk to. If you could announce to someone that they want a Caribbean cruise, someone on the street, would you be scared to do it? Or would you feel good about it? Okay, so next time you see a girl that you want to talk to, I want you to think to yourself, I'm gonna brighten her day. I'm gonna bring her a great emotional experience, and maybe a physical one as well, if it gets to that. And look, initially you are gonna have to delude yourself a little bit because you don't have the experience to back it up. But over time, as you build up the reference experiences, you are going to truly believe it. Number 3, view stress and anxiety as a good thing. Studies have suggested that in the context of a novel, challenging situation, if we reframe stress as something positive, then our bodies will react in a more positive way. So, I want you to start viewing your anxiety as a physiological response that's helping you energize and prepare for the challenge. Okay, don't think of it as you not coping well with the situation. Okay, tell yourself, I'm not scared, I'm excited. There's this hot girl in front of me and I really want to talk to her. This is my body's way of saying I'm excited. Number 4, give yourself permission. Deep inside of us, we have this fear, and this again comes from evolutionary and social programming, this fear of challenging the social hierarchy of the tribe. What people are afraid of is not so much the social interaction itself. They're not necessarily afraid of talking to the girl, okay? It's the possibility of scrutiny from someone higher in the rank. It's almost as if you're scared that someone cooler than you will somehow find out about this and disapprove. Excuse me, what do you think you're doing? You're not allowed to do this. No. Talking to hot girls is not for you. Okay, getting laid is not for you because you don't think you have society's permission to talk to this girl. So I want you to start giving yourself permission, or at least start off by saying that I give you permission. Number 5, put your ego aside. You are not of any lower value if you decide to go up and talk to a girl. Okay, this is not a question of principles and boundaries. If anything, you are more of a man for going after what you want. Think of yourself as a business trying to sell a product. Okay, no matter how exclusive you want to be and how high of a price you want to charge, the woman is the client and she ultimately gets to decide whether she wants to buy what it is you have to offer. And what are you trying to prove anyway? That George Clooney doesn't have to approach girls in the street? Oh, the injustice! Oh, the injustice! Microsoft also doesn't have to go door to door to sell Windows. Now we know what approach anxiety is and what we can do to help us manage it. So now you have no one to blame for your lack of initiative. Nobody! And that is great news. There are actually 5 other very important things that I want you to know when it comes to approach anxiety. And I'm going to be sending them to you through the email list tomorrow. So if you haven't done so already, please go to the link in the description below and sign up. Thanks again for watching. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And go talk to some women.